What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with Samsung Galaxy A37 5G, tips and tricks, and hidden features. So stay tuned if you want to learn how to get the most out of your device. So this is the Samsung Galaxy A37 5G. Now this is a recently released mid-range smartphone from Samsung, and despite being a more affordable option from the brand, this device is packed full of a bunch of really awesome features, so I'm looking forward to showing you some of my favorites here in this video. Now the first thing I want to show you is one-handed mode. So with the A37 5G, we're getting this very large 6.7-inch display, and it's a great display, but because it is so big, it is very difficult, if not impossible, to reach all portions of the operating system when using the phone with just one hand. Now fortunately, you can very easily get to one-handed mode to help with the situation, and all you have to do is simply pull down the shade, go to the gear icon for the settings, and then from there, go down until you see advanced features, and then from there, you'll see one-handed mode. So go here and then enable that, and then now you can start using it. Now there's two different methods to activate one-handed mode. The first way is that you can simply swipe down on the home button. So swipe down like that, and then now you can see one-handed mode has been activated. So with one-handed mode enabled here, we're getting basically a mini smartphone. So you can get to any part of the device clearly with one hand here because it is smaller in general, so much easier to reach all areas. Now, if you are left-handed, you can move this over to the left side there. So also very easy. You can also move it a little bit higher up if you want to. You can even grab onto the corner and adjust the size further. So if you want it a little bit smaller, you can do that, or a little bit bigger. You do have those options. But I definitely like this one-handed mode. It's really helpful. And then to get out of this, simply tap outside of it. And then now things are back to normal. Now there is that other way of getting to it, and that's double tapping on the home button. So if you enable that instead, now all you have to do is just double tap on that home button, and then we're back in one-handed mode. So this is certainly a really usable feature, and I would definitely recommend enabling it. So with the Galaxy A37 5G, this phone does offer always-on display. However, it's not fully enabled by default. So basically with it enabled, even when the display is off, you'll still get some information such as what time it is. And I definitely think that's a nice feature to have activated here, and it really doesn't use up too much extra battery life. So let's enable it right now. So go to your settings, which I'm already in. Then from there, you'll go down to lock screen and AOD. So go there, and then now you'll see always on display. So it is already enabled technically by default, but if you go here, you'll see that it says when to show, and you have to tap on your phone's display to see the always on display, which in my opinion, that doesn't really mean that it's always on if you have to tap to see it. So if you go here, and then you go to always, then it is literally always on. There are some other options as well, such as auto or as scheduled or for new notifications, but with always enabled here, now when the display is off, you can see we have an actual always on display on this device. And what's nice too is that in addition to seeing what time it is and what day it is, we're also getting quick access here to the fingerprint sensor. So just from there, you can easily go to the fingerprint sensor and then get into your device. So you no longer have to turn on your display to either see what time it is or to access the fingerprint sensor. Now heading back over to this lock screen and AOD section of the settings, there's a few other really good things here. So one of those is contact information. So if you go there, you can actually show some of your contact information on your lock screen so that if someone finds your phone, they can then get in touch with you. Now, I don't think you'd want to put your phone number on your lock screen because if someone finds your phone and then calls your number, then they're literally going to be calling the phone that they found, which makes no sense. But I think putting your email address in here would be a really good idea because at least if you lose your phone, you can hop on your email and then whoever found your phone hopefully will email you about them finding it. And while we're here, there's another lock screen feature I want to show you, and that is customizing the lock screen. So from the lock screen, just hold down here and then put in your fingerprint. And then now you can fully customize how the lock screen looks. So the first thing is you can change the clock style. So if you tap here, you can change the font and color. You can also pick the specific style. So you can see there's a bunch of different options here. You can have an analog clock if you want to. You can have a full calendar. You can have multiple time zones. So that's really nice. You can also show weather information. And if you want to put the date above the clock instead, you also have that option as well. So lots of different ways you can customize the clock here on the device. So that's certainly really nice. And another thing too, under font and color, if you go all the way to the end, you'll see these dots right there. And if you go there, you can actually download additional fonts to load into the device to go on your lock screen. So definitely lots of different ways you can fully customize this experience. Another thing too is that you can change these quick toggles. So you can change the phone and camera, which are the default. But if you go here, you can then pick from different actions on your device. So maybe you're constantly going into airplane mode, or you want the flashlight instead. You have those options. You can also go down here and pick any app on your phone. So maybe you're constantly going to Instagram, then you can pick that app and then put it down there. And then all you have to do is simply swipe on the app icon to then access it very quickly. So that's really nice to have that ability to customize. And then you can also go to add widgets and pick different widgets to have in this section as well. Now, if you're looking for a quick and easy way to get to the camera app on your device, all you have to do is simply double press on the power button and then the camera immediately appears. And there's me right there. But that is really convenient. So again, anywhere throughout the operating system, just double press on that button and then now you're here in the camera. So that's really helpful and very convenient. But you can also further customize this. So if you pull down the shade here and you go to the settings and then you go to search and then you type in side, you'll see side button. So go there and then you can see that the camera is indeed enabled for double pressing. But if you then go here, you can pick different actions on your device. You can also go to the settings under the camera and have it go straight to recording a video or taking a portrait or a selfie. So that's really cool as well. But also if you want to, you can pick apps and then you can choose from any app installed on your device and you simply double press then on the home button and then that app pulls up. So maybe you're constantly going on your email, you can double press on the power button and then it'll pull up your email. So that's really cool. So definitely something that you might want to try out there. So that's really convenient. Now by default, if you long press on the power button, that does pull up Gemini, which I think is super convenient. However, you can change this if you want to. So go to long press and you can pick Bixby instead, which is Samsung's own assistant. Or if you just want the regular power off menu, which I know a lot of people want, because right now, if you want to turn the phone off or restart it, you have to pull down the shade and then tap on that button right there. But if you want to hold down the power button to actually power off the phone, what a concept, you can go to power off menu. And then now when you hold down that button, it will literally pull up the power off menu here. Now the next hidden feature I want to show you is called secure folder. So if you pull down the shade here and then you pull down this inner shade, you'll see this option called secure folder. Now I did already set this up, but if you hold down on that, it'll take you over to the secure folder. And basically what this does is that it creates clones of all your various apps, and then you're essentially getting an operating system inside of your operating system. So if you go to the gallery, you'll see that right now there's nothing here because I haven't added anything to it. But I can create an entirely separate gallery within the secure folder. I can create an entirely separate calendar. I can also add any of the apps on my device right now or download other apps directly to the secure folder as well. And then again, you're pretty much getting a clone of all the apps on your device as it is, but then it's all within the secure sandboxed area. So I'm not sure what situations you'd be using this for, but this is something that a lot of people don't know about. Now there's a few more things I want to show you here. So if you go back over to that same area, you'll see also audio broadcast. So we'll go there. And basically you can create your own audio broadcast that other people with compatible devices can then tune into. So it does use this service called Auracast, but to my understanding, you can have anything playing off your phone and then make it so other people can then connect to your device through Bluetooth and then also receive that same audio. Also heading back over to here, if you go to this pencil icon once again, but then you go to add a control, you'll see this one called Song Search. So if you go there, it's now been added, go to done, tap on Song Search, and then basically you can play, sing, or hum a song, and then it'll identify that song. So it's very similar to Shazam. Now the next thing I want to show you is how to take a screenshot with the Samsung Galaxy A37 5G. And there's actually multiple ways to take a screenshot here with this device. So the first way to take a screenshot is to simply hold the volume button down and power button for about a second. And then just like that, it took the screenshot. From there you can edit it or share it. So that's super easy. The next way to take a screenshot is to use a feature called palm swipe to capture. So simply take your hand, swipe it over like that, and then now it takes a screenshot. So that's a nice hidden feature. And then another way to take a screenshot is to swipe over on the edge panel, which I will talk about a little bit more later in the video. but tap on AI Select, and then simply draw around a certain area here. And then from there, you can take a screenshot of that area, and it's now been saved to the gallery. So that's a great way to select a certain portion of your screen, and then from there you have so many different options of what you can do with that. But that's how to take a screenshot with the Samsung Galaxy A37 5G. Now then from there, if you pull down the shade, and then you go to the settings, and then go to search, and then type in screenshot, then go there to screenshots and screen recordings, there are some other options here as well. So if you want your screenshot to delete after being shared, you can enable that. You can also hide the status and navigation bars when you're taking a screenshot. You can save original screenshots, so this lets you revert to the original screenshots after editing them in the gallery. You can also change the format to PNG instead of JPEG. You can also change where those screenshots will be saved. And then when it comes to screen recording, we have options here as well. So you can pick what you want to be recorded. So you can have media and mic in addition to just the media. You can pick the quality. You can also pick the selfie video size, so you can make that bigger or smaller. And then you can also show taps and touches. And then to take a screen recording, simply swipe down here, and then you'll see the option Screen Recorder. And you also have the ability here to make some adjustments as well. But from there, you can start recording. And you can go up here then to add the webcam. So there's me right there, hello. You can move this around, which is nice. You can go to this pen icon if you want to draw on the screen. So that's cool as well. So lots of different options when it comes to creating a screen recording with the Samsung Galaxy A37 5G. Now there's another area in the settings that has some cool options. It's called motions and gestures. So go to the gear icon once again, go to advanced features, and then you'll see motions and gestures right here. So from here, many of these are enabled by default, but you might not be aware of them. So you can double tap to turn on the screen. You can double tap to turn off the screen. So just double tap like that. The screen is now off. Double tap again. It's back on. You can also enable lift to wake. So I'll enable that right now. And then now when the screen's off and I lift up the phone, it does wake it up. So I would definitely enable that feature as well. That's a nice one to have. And then we also have alert when phone picked up, mute with gestures, and I did already show you palm swipe to capture. But getting back over to things here with the edge panel, so you can see there it is right there. It's like a little notch on the side of your phone. But when you swipe over on that, you have different options here. So you have quick access to some applications. You can also go down here to pick any app on your phone. And then from there, when you tap on that app, it'll open it up. Also, if you go back to here and you hold down on an app, you can drop it into a split screen view. And then from there, you can pick the other app you want to be pulled up, or you can drop it in the middle and have a pop-up view. So basically it's like a floating window. You can move this around. You can also resize this if you want to in different directions. You can tap here again and you can shrink it down a little bit. And it's like a floating icon there. So that's really nice. So definitely a cool hidden feature there. But heading back over to here, you can go to the pen icon to edit. So you can pick which applications you want to show up here, which is really nice. We can also go back here and then tap on the settings. And then from there, you can go to panels and you can choose if you want, instead of apps, you can have people, tasks, weather, tools, or your clipboard, which is really convenient as well. You can also change the handle, so you can pick the color of it. You can move it over to the left side instead. So if you're left-handed, that might be nice. You can pick transparency, size, all of that. So lots of different ways here to customize the edge panel with the Samsung Galaxy A37 5G. But this concludes my tips, tricks, and hidden features video for the Galaxy A37 5G. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. But this is Kevin here. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and have a great rest of your day.